So we will start app related stuff today. Let me. So today's session we will be directly looking at the same thing what we did on yesterday using solutions and how do we manage as an app inside CRM. So um, in the beginning of session I was mentioning the CRM is built on Power Platform. So it is actually taking all the help of our platform features. So um, what you are going to make it just like the concept of apps. So usually what is apps? We will see mobile apps, right? We will have a lot of apps nowadays. So it's the same concept coming to model driven application also. So you can create model driven apps, okay, in the Power Platform. So what does it mean? So even though we have all the entities, all the functionalities, everything, and we have separated as per the customer lead, it can be a sales and it can be service, it can be marketing. This is a general module which usually business was working earlier. Then later, now so no, Microsoft was having that feature of they can actually control it specific to security roles. So some security roles they will see some list of entities or they will have a list of permission to do it. So we will talk about the security role in detail. Before that, what is the easiest mechanism to separate in an organization for a your or CRM to target to specific group of members? So easiest thing is if I am working on something, ideally I would like to have those things in front of me if I am working with any app, or if say it is anything, if you work on daily on same thing, probably you don't care about other stuffs which is there in that website or in that application. So, for example, this recent document, Word file, or this icon which you keep shortcuts in the desktops, these all are to help us. Maybe the favorites which you built on your browser. This is why you are doing all these things to help yourself to reach to that place where you are really working. So, same way. CRM is a vast product and can have multiple entities, it can have multiple features, multiple functionalities, multiple modules. So what you can do is you can target a group of members who wanted to use what. So you can, even though CRM is a big, as a big product, you can target it specific to the group. So how we can target is one of the easiest ways make an app for them. Okay, so one group of members, if they are using a specific feature of CRM, add those features, everything into one app and release to them and say that use this app. So you can see that if a salesperson or or customer representative or a manager, sales manager or marketing manager, everybody seeing an app their own way, they have their own way to use it, right? So we can create the app targeting to those members. So how do we make an app? You can come to this apps list and you can easily create an app using this create new app option. So what is going to give to you? It's actually creating an app and it is there you are getting full control of what all things need to be part of that app. So you can create it from here. You can create it in Power Platform window also. So let's start from to doing it from here. Okay. So you need an app name. So maybe I can say sample. Okay, we can say hospital. So if they give any name, whatever you like to have, then again, look at this. This is now coming as a new. So we are not creating this app under any solution. That is why it's coming as a new app name here. And you can give description, specific description if you wanted to have a details,
Sir, your
icons.
screen is not shared.
Oh, okay, sorry. Is it visible now?
Yes.
Okay. So you can give okay, we'll come back to this. So in the app screen, you can actually create app from here. This is what I was mentioning in because it's not shared. You can come back to the same screen. So create new app. This is one way of creating app. You can do it same thing from Power Apps portal location. It's using make.powerapps.com is there. That from there also you can do the same thing. But it is okay to do it from here as well. Hmm. So then there is something coming here, whether you want to have an existing solution to create the app. So if you have a solution, so yesterday we talked about solution, we created one solution called Sprint One. So if you wanted to add those things into this app, you can actually consider that as well. So whatever is there in that Sprint One solution, if you wanted to add into this app, you can select that as well. Otherwise, you can leave it and you can add those things, whatever we are looking for to include in the app. Okay. So then if you want a mobile offline for this app, so ideally what is Microsoft CRM you can access through browser, that is one of the client, and you can access it Outlook through Outlook, that is another client, and the third you can access it through mobile also. So if you have CRM in your organization, you can actually access through the browser and you have access to the Outlook. So you have an Outlook client version. So you need to install that in, then it will be available as part of your Outlook. So probably will not show how it you can you will see CRM in Outlook because of Outlook configuration. It's a little tough in my machine. Okay, so but it is easy, it's not that big challenging. If you see any of the video, how it is being shown in Outlook, you can easily understand. But installing it, how it should be installed and all, I can tell you guys how it should be. So by after installation or after you go for cloud, you will get browser version by default anyways. Then for a Outlook version, you have to install Outlook client. Then same thing for mobile as well. If you want a mobile offline access version, you have mobile version to be installed. So it is a client for CRM. Okay. So mm, and here, if somebody is accessing this app, you want to give any welcome page for them, that those things it is asking to us. So it is picking that welcome page from our solutions only. So this is coming, this HTML we have to create beforehand if you wanted to include that as a welcome page to your app. So we haven't done anything such as we didn't talk about web resources and all. So we cannot do it at this point of time but still there are some HTML available. If you are okay, we can select one of the HTML to show as a starting point of your app when somebody is accessing it. So offline, if you want to give for mobile, you can provide that as well. We are not installed any mobile Outlook client so far. So mobile client so far, so we are not enabling it now. So let me do the minimum steps here. I put name and using default icon and uh, then option for use it from the existing solution. So we know that solution. So now it is asking me solution. So if I don't see, now you can see that sprint one, which we created. So that is available here. This is created by us yesterday. So assume that if you don't select this option, then it will not ask it. It's directly done. It will create the app for you. Okay. So we can do both way. What's the difference actually? If you select this one, after done, you don't need to actually select all those entities and everything. Now, if you don't select it, you have to, it will be creating a blank one for you. Then you are supposed to add everything. Okay. So now what is it showing is two things. One is sitemap, then dashboard, business flow process. You will come to know what is dashboard, business process flow and all. Let me talk about sitemap first. Sitemap is nothing. Whatever you're seeing this portion, right? This portion is called sitemap. This entire portion is left navigation area. So it is having groups. It is subgroups are there. Like customer assets having this is grouping. Then these all are areas, service, service management, scheduling. These all are called areas. Then you inside area, each area you will have groups. Inside group you have subgroups is there available. Okay, so this is what we are going to design. To at this point of time, nothing is there. This app is will be totally blank. So we are going to edit this sitemap. So once you select this, it is saying that new area, new group, new sub. One is built for us. Minimum one is required. That is why one is created for us. So you can decide what you want to do. So maybe I can say this is a hospital management. I will be saying what do we say? Okay, pharmacy, or maybe one thing. All pharmacy related entities, everything you are including there. Okay, so I will add one more group, one more area. So there I can give, you can actually drag and drop which area you want first and which area you want later. You can simply drag and drop here. You can, so I'll be putting some other names here. Okay, just I just selected hospital management, didn't think about the requirements and all. So let me say, so all the doctors and everything, they can be a management group. So who's all the entities related to that we'll be putting over there. Then I can add diagnosis area, all this treatment and other thing. Maybe I can put as center for the reports. So, okay, maybe this doesn't make sense for you guys to, in terms of your thinking in hospital management, doesn't matter. Okay, so this is actually to showcase how we can actually set up these areas and sub areas and subgroups. Okay, so we are looking at to showcase that functionality instead of CRM functionality instead of looking real business functionality. Okay, so now grouping. So in pharmacy, maybe I can say one group is the medical shops. So let's assume that's a big chain of hospital. So medical shops list is coming over there, and I can have us. This is just a grouping, okay? So this is showing, you can once you select a pharmacy or medical shops, right side you can see a properties pane. Okay, so what is it doing is you can later if you want to edit, you can edit here as well. Then you can edit this also. While one more additional things what you can do is you can have more features on it. For example, this, say assume that CRM is using for multiple, this hospital management is using multiple location around the world, so different languages. So maybe in pharmacy is called in other language, Chinese or Arabic, it will be different. So you can add different languages also here. So it will automatically show on whenever somebody is accessing CRM on from that time zone or not that geographical area, looking at your machine's setup, it will automatically show in that language. So it is in Arabic, you can write, but we have to give that Arabic, how we'll talk in pharmacy for Arabic, that language you have to give. So if you have Arabic keyword, you can put it over there, that same thing, right? So a local, this you can define what kind of localization you want. You can add those things in the description and title. Okay, same way if you want to put an icon for your this button, you can put that as well. But again, this is coming from the list of web resources available in your system. If you don't have that icon is created or added into CRM, that will not list here. So that we have to do that first before we setting up this. But these are the list of icons available on the system, which we can actually pick one of it also. There is no issue. So if I say email icon, it will be using that for pharmacy. Okay, so same applicable for medical, that is a grouping also. So what is this grouping? Grouping is the service terms, case settings. That is what grouping means. So I put something called medical shop. Now I need to have an entity or anything to support this. Okay. So under medical shop, here look at this, under case settings, we have queue entity, right? So what do you want over here that you can decide? So I can select the type. It can be a dashboard, it can be an entity, it can be web resources, it can be just URL. Okay, so if I select a URL, I can put that, okay, connect to google.com. So it can be a website, okay, website of hospital management, anything. It will go to that line. Okay, so it depends upon what we are selecting here. If I select entity, it will show all the list of entities, including our entity which we created. For example, doctor and all the things we have created earlier, right? So you will see that entity as well, doctor. It will show doctors here. Okay, so let me add one more. So one URL, maybe some URL, Microsoft.com or google.com. Okay, so give a name for it. Connect to Google. Very simple. So here in management, just saving it. In management area, I'm going to create a group. Okay. This is something, sometimes it will show like this. They don't care about it. Ideally, it is coming under management. Sometimes this drag and drop concept is not that heavy. In some browsers, it will go alignment here and there. But if you look at which one is I'm using now, Chrome, I think, right? Yeah. So Edge, you can try Edge also. That will come properly on that wing. But let's see. Okay, what's coming out of this? Management, board members. I added one group, and under that I'm creating sub area. So I'm adding entity, maybe, or some contact. Okay, which is on existing entity inside CRM. So I selected contact of it. So every entity you can create your own, but as an SME, what we need to look at whether we can use any of the existing one for our need. So that is why we are actually telling, or we are mentioning that functional knowledge is important. So Microsoft is already created some of the entity, the generic entities. If you feel like that, I could start utilizing that functionality or feature. Go ahead and use it, because you are already paying money to Microsoft to get that many features. If you are thinking everything will be new entity, then we also have to put effort to make that features to that entity. So if you are an SME, before thinking and going for an entity, you have to think about any of the entity which I can reuse it. So if I'm saying reuse it, sometimes you don't like this name, right? If I don't like the contact as a name, then you can actually rename it. Existing entities. So just doctor entity we created, a patient entity we created. We can actually go ahead and create, and I'm sorry, we can go ahead and change the display names and the plural names. I told you those things can be edited. Okay, maybe if you already done it, you can also see that you can go and edit it. But schema name and logical name could not be edited, but otherwise everything you can edit it. Most of the things. Okay, So that is why I selected. I thought okay, board members could be a contact. You can be contact feature can be reused for board members feature. So I use contact entity for that purpose. Okay, now I just saved that. Let me finish it here. Let me add before going to further. Let me add a publish here. We'll see how it is coming by the way before we taking it next level. So what I did, I created a simple app. In that app, I edited sitemap for this and save and publish. Let me go back and see how this app look like. So here is my app. I click on it. Okay, let me browse that in. Still it is not in published state. Save, publish. So I just edited app sitemap. I just say publish it. I'm supposed to come back to the app designer. That is why. We were here. Okay, we are supposed to come back to um, I mean this app designer area. Then you can see notice there when we come back to that, whatever is selected here in sitemap, those entities is been shown here in the entity views. If you don't like it, you can actually remove this also. Okay, you can just simply delete it. But since we added in this, that is why it's added in the entity view. Now, out of these also, you have full control. What all forms you have to show, what all views and what all dashboards. So we will go through this. We'll create some forms and we will create some entities directly from here. Okay, before we coming back to that. So let's stay here. Just want to showcase you how it is going to see for you. Okay, I'm just playing it. So playing it or maybe go to this app designer again and clicking on it. Both are in same concept only. You can actually open the screen like that. Okay, so it's blocking my view. So this is my app. Okay, you say the pharmacy and management, two areas. Okay, under management, we have board members and contact. Under pharmacy, we have medical shops. We put doctors. We put one link connect to Google. So it is going to open the Google. Okay. So far, any questions? Now, if you want to keep this Google, okay, yeah, go for the question. Yeah.
Sujit, how do you, so you said as a SME, you have to decide on the whether you want to use out of the box entities or custom entities. But
Mm-hmm.
if you change the out of the box,
Mm-hmm.
rename it something, how does it so so the schema name remains the same, does it? So all we have to be concerned with the display name, that's it. So how it is showing, what happens at the back, how it is storing the name, that doesn't matter basically. Is it we just have to be concerned about how we are displaying it basically on the app?
It's not only that. Yeah, we
Yeah.
in backend how it is stored definitely is matter for us. When we are writing code, we have to
Mm.
use that that values. For example, if you renamed contact into something else, okay.
Yeah.
So in that case, it look like that something else here. Whatever you mentioned, if contact became ABC, it will be ABC. But the thing is, when we are writing code to create a contact record, or we are reading some contact record, so it still will be contact. This name, the schema name will be contact only.
Okay.
So
And we can
schema
rename
name,
one entity only once, yeah?
any It is generic feature. Anything you can rename.
No, no, no. So the in one app, the contact entity can be renamed only once.
That's correct. It will affect across. It's not in
Oh,
related to one app.
okay, okay.
So you are actually reusing one of the entity. So these all are, as I told, right? It is just a one bucket. Everything under this custom.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So from there we are reusing it somewhere here and there in this apps. But that doesn't mean that in each app it will be if you rename an entity as it is, okay, different name, it will be seeing the same name. Name only label,
Mm. Display,
then
yeah.
it is specific to that. Okay, so the label renaming and that entity renaming matters. Entity renaming is just like your parent itself you are changing. So across all app, it will be look at the new names.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Sure,
Yeah.
thank you.
So that we will see that when we are attributes and all, when we are changing attributes, usually a lot of time people will change it, but this will create confusion most of the time. So it is not a good idea to keep that, but one real attribute name is something different and display name is something different. I mean, the label is something different. It all good to finishing that requirement somehow. But when we are writing code, you always have to look at what is the real name of this lab field. That confusion will come if you have a big system. If a small system and all, less members, then it's easy. Otherwise, it's multiple vendors, multiple people to work on it. It will create a confusion for each of them. Confusion in the sense that they will not understand. Okay, this is really an a contact entity or something else. There are tools to identify whether this is what entity it is and all. Still, it will generally give some confusion. So best practice is always give, if you are renaming or if you are using contact entity, start utilizing it generic for across the app. If you want to rename it exactly contact into student, or if you want to make it as contact as something else, instead of customer you want to put some other name, you can put it, but use it as it is across the app. Not use one place it is a student, one place it's a teacher. It's not a good idea. You can still do that. Then there should be some differentiation for it. Okay, so in under contact you we need to say that okay, this contact is considering as a um,
In the document, yeah.
student. Not in document. In fact, there is a you can do. See, for example, there is a feature called connection. So
Yeah.
you can say that this contact is my friend. This contact is my customer. This contact is my manager. Like that, you can define. So looking at that connection, you can understand what is this contact. You are not changing the name of the contact. Instead of you are actually saying that this connection refer to this. So
Yeah.
for example, here you go to service or maybe. So account can have account is considering as just of a company. Okay, this company can have multiple connections, but each connection will have different people. So if I go for here, so I can actually connect this company to another person, and you can define a role for them.
Mm.
So I'm selecting one guy. 1 second. So I'm connecting this company to. So Alex, I selected. as this role. 1 second. So I think out of the box there is no role so far created. We can create any number of roles here. So we can say that we need to go to create a role. Okay, that's a functionality feature. If you create that role, you will considering Alex as that role.
Okay.
So I haven't created roles. There is no sample data is not created roles. So I can create multiple roles here. I can pick one of the role. So we will connect. So you see, even though here Alex is a contact, so, but I'm considering Alex is a customer contact, Alex is a manager contact, Alex is a kind of trainer contact, like that. You
Okay.
can define it,
Okay. Okay.
but
Okay. Yeah.
ultimately it is a contact.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that way we can differentiate one what is a one entity instead of renaming it here. So
Okay.
here it will be always contact. You don't want to. I don't want to keep you guys to create three link here. One is for doctor. I mean, one is for friends. One is for what is a customer. One is for manager. That and all you are connected to same contact. It is okay to build like that, but ideally we should use this feature instead of having to create duplicate of the same thing.
Okay. And Sujit, when you opened that contact inside, were they? You said there is some sort of Google extension you are using. Those are the logical names. Those are the schema names. It is showing. So
Yeah,
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 if
correct. This one. This
yeah,
is
these
schema.
because I think
So you
I use sometimes level
you
up
can
also.
you level up only this one. This is level up, and
Okay.
any of this tool you can use it. It will open in Chrome and
Yeah.
yeah.
But
So Power
why
Query.
you using it? Is it most of the time just to see what's the schema name and to sort of do
No, no.
investigation?
If you're a developer, you don't care about these names.
Okay, 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 okay. Right, right.
You will worry about this only. What is a
Okay.
telephone? So if I am writing a code to fill this field value, I have to
Okay.
write it for telephone one, not phone. If I
Yeah,
write
yeah.
phone, then nothing will happen.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. So that you guys come to know that when we are writing code, we will not care about this at all. That whatever it's coming on label, it's just a label. That's all. It's not for any other purpose for us as a developer. Okay. Right. Now, um, see, we have an option here. So when we created, we selected in sitemap, we selected some entity and all. Now assume that I am doing directly. I'm not going to sitemap first. I'm finishing adding all the entities. I'm creating a site app from the blank. So nothing will be here, right? By the day, I can delete everything. So I need to add one more entity here. Okay, assume that I need to add one more entity. So either I can select an entity or I can, these are the list of entities available in the system. Otherwise, I can create a new entity. So how did we create a new entity earlier? We went to that solution and add those entities into that. That is how we added. Okay. Now, other ways you can create an entity from here as well. Create new entity. So you are reaching to the same screen. What do you seen in the classic? You have an entity name option. You can give a plural name. You have image. You have feedback activity. All these things. Whatever you seen there in the classic screen from the solution, same thing you will be reaching to when we are clicking create new entities also. So both are same. Only thing is you are navigating from different place. So in CRM, the application also screen also you can reach through one screen in different way. Same way customization also it's kind of thing. You can actually reach to one customization in different way. Okay. So so if you want to add, for example, now I added contact and doctor. If you want to add account also for some reason, you can actually add that as well. So it will be added to your entity, but it is still will not be visible to you because you haven't added that into under sitemap. So you need to save it. Then if you need to go, and if you want to add as part of your sitemap, definitely you need to add as part of sitemap. Okay, so that that matters, right? It's if you are existing entities and all, we can you can directly pick it from here. For example, under report, I'm going to place some group name. Doesn't matter. Okay, you can change it at any point of time later. Just giving some entity. Then I select account. Save, publish. So sitemap are published. Going back to my app designer. So now there's no additional added it because it's already added into the contact account, that list. So if I say, oh, save and close. Okay, good. I have this screen open. Save, publish. Play, you can see the other things, and account also came into the list. So the management, I think put it in report, right? Where is the report? Okay, so sometimes it will take it from the cache. Make sure that you are refreshing it properly, especially so here under reports came here, under reports we have a account here. So this is that simple to create an app. Now same thing. So how did I do? I did it from here in this group, right? So let me do it from Power Apps window. So you are learning one more way to do it. So makes.powerapps.com. This is your screen for going to Power Apps GUI or IDE from Microsoft. So let me go to that. So this is just like you are learning Excel or Word. Okay, uh, to learn all this no code, low code. You have to do multiple times to remember how I can go here, how I can create it. Until unless you don't do that it multiple time, you will not get that idea how is it happening. Because see in Excel also when or Word also, or maybe if you are any other software, if you are learning from the list, like even calendar, Outlook also, even your what is a calculator also, you need to know how to use it, right? So same way, uh, that's why I told you guys create trial instance, do things multiple times, then it will come, it will register on your mind. Okay, this is how I need to navigate to the specific place. Okay, coding is a little easier. It's like a specific format is there. You just need to follow that. But these screens are like too many screens. You need to know how you can navigate from one place to another place. And I put my way of telling how it is actually usually navigating from one screen to another screen. But it is obviously required, a training, and training in the sense you are hands-on on it. Do that, then you will come to know how you can reach to specific screens. Okay, so if this is our make.powerapps.com. This is one of our Power Apps. If your organization have a Power Platform license, this is the place which you need to go to create all the apps. So we clearly saying that it is CRM is one of the app in this platform. So here, if you look at solution. So by the way, when you open this, it will open in one of the environment. So here we have bought sales trial as a trial instance. So you need to go to that environment if you want to see apps related to what we are building now. Okay, so if I go to solutions, you can see same solution which you have seen in CRM. Same list, you can see it here in different screen, in different lookup, but it is same solutions. So you can see our sprint one core solution here. Okay, so this one also you have option to create apps. Okay, so this is where Microsoft is going. So why I shown you all other things, you can do those same things from other side also. Just want to get you understanding. The one same thing can be doable from multiple places. So this is the place ultimately Microsoft is planning to do everything. I mean, their and their other all other stuffs, they are actually rewriting that screens to apply to this way. I mean, to make it in this GUI way. Okay, this is the place where they wanted to do things in future, but it is not up to date. That means I cannot assure that all the features which you see in CRM solution and CR, the place which I showed yesterday, how to create CRM entity attributes and all things are not really updated here. They keep on updating it. So day by day, you can see more features on this screen, but this is the screen which you guys are going to work in future. Okay, that doesn't mean that other skins are going out, but it will go out way sometimes, not like way near future. Maybe it will take 2 3 years to remove entirely those other skins. Okay, that's say that the settings and advanced settings where the modules will be still there, because there are a lot of features over there. Everything is not actually available added to here. Okay, and this thing they are building such a way that it should applicable for those people who didn't buy Microsoft CRM apps also. So this Power Apps is a generic term or generic framework for Microsoft. Uh, so it has its own features. It can create Canvas app, it can create model-driven apps and all, even though you don't buy CRM. So if you buy CRM, you are getting an additional apps place over there so that you can actually build CRM entities or CRM features. You are getting CRM license based what additional feature you are getting here. So now onwards, use this screen. Okay, whenever some features is not available, go to that other screen. Okay, so what we need to do anytime when you wanted to CRM to have a new app or new feature, new functionality. If you want to be, I am not, taking back my word. You have to come here. You have to create a solution first. So solution creation is important. So yeah, you can create a new solution just like now you see when you create a solution, you can see little nicer, I mean better look and feel screen instead of that classic one which is coming as a pop-up. Now this is coming as a side pop-up for you, so you can create a um, but otherwise concept is same, only screen is looks different. So sprint, let me do put sprint 2 core, maybe sprint 1 itself, sprint 1 all JavaScript web resources. I created one another. So what is web resource? We'll talk about it. So I'm creating uh, one more solution called Sprint One Web Resources. Then again, select publisher. We have already a publisher created earlier, Dynamics Monk. So created that one and version number 1.00 automatically came here. Okay. Now, if you have a configuration page, you can assign one of the configuration page from the HTML thing. And if you want to put any description for it and take package type is unmanaged. So create it. So you'll have Sprint One Web Resource. Now, if you want to create an app, so let me create one more. Sprint One Apps. Is it really matter to create multiple? No. In fact, you can create everything in one place and one solution. But it is okay to have separate to distribute your customization properly. Okay, that is a good approach. Different companies follow different approach, how they wanted to, like it's just like how you create a folder structure in your machine, same way you can separate it. So under apps, I go on to that app, that solution. I'm going to create a new app. So what type of app you are going to create? Model driven app. Okay, so if I go to model driven app, so it's asking me what type of designer you want, app designer you want. So this is still in preview. That means it's not released publicly for everybody, but still you are actually able to use this. The classic app designer, it will take you to the other screen. If you take model app designer, you can see the one which we didn't see so far. Okay, so look at this. I'm giving another app. So earlier you seen an app designer in different way, right? Now you are going to see little differently designer, but all the features you are going to get whatever we did earlier. Okay, so I repeat, we are doing it three ways, from three paths. It definitely gave you confusion, but look at the video and recordings and start doing it yourself. Then if you do two times, I'm sure that you can understand what is it actually. And it is so simple. They made such a way that we can actually do it drag and drop and everything. Why I did show only one. I mean, I didn't show only one because sometimes you will not see some videos, then you need to understand how to use it older way. So that's why just given a hands on, went into the older mechanism also. Okay, now let's make another app here, like maybe telecom. Want another, just another purpose. Okay, telecom app. Get another domain now. So for me, I could see there's an app, some screen came to me. As I mentioned, still this is in under preview. It is not released because they are adding features to this app designer. Just like they are creating a product, they are adding features. So now it is asking me, what do you want to do? Add a page. So you see this left navigation here. You have option to select different options. So for example, what all items are in your navigation area. So you can create a say navigation bar. You can create a groups, sub areas. Same thing what you see in sitemap. The same thing you can see. So you can see all the entities here. So it's all are drag and drop features. So it's almost same thing what we were doing earlier, but little different words and everything is used. That's all. Okay, so click on add page. Now it is asking me, what are you going to do? So if you see in that earlier when we created sitemap, it's ask us whether you want to correct an entity or you are connecting dashboard or you are connecting to something else. Okay, so here it's the same way it is helping us. In fact, this GUI is really helping us to do the things quicker, instead of doing one one. See, I did key that.
Sujit, I think your screen is frozen for me and I can't hear you properly.
Oh, my internet. Okay. I think some fluctuation on my internet. Is it better now? Are you guys able to hear me? Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, you're able to hear me?
Yes, sir.
You're able to see my screen? Hmm? Are you able to see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we are able to see it.
Okay. I think it is only for Manoj. Let's wait 2 minutes. Any questions so far, guys?
Sir, I have a very small question. Like you're seeing, uh, hello.
Yeah, yeah. Ask.
Yeah. So, sir, previously also shown like to how to make solutions. There is three way you can show. Today is also like you're saying that okay, there is a way you can make that. Then there is another way. Which way you prefer? Like you're working uh, here for a long time in this
So see,
platform.
I okay. I used to do in the classic way. Okay,
Okay.
but tomorrow maybe one point of time they will stop that. Okay,
Okay.
so it
So you
is,
don't
but
like the Power
now
App
it is better.
kind of.
No, no, it's not like I don't like it. It is not yet mature. Okay, it is
Okay.
in still preview. Okay,
Okay.
so that is why we can wait and do it. But making solution and all nowadays do this way. As you guys are new developers, start doing this way. But you need to understand the other way also because it's still preview. It may take another 6 months. So this can be really available for the public.
So you're saying right now it's like kind of a beta version?
Yeah, it's a beta version. That's why preview. Preview is the last version. Okay. Now next is release.
Okay. 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 Understood.
Okay. It may be released on February also. Otherwise, it will take again some more days. Okay. So that's the only reason. So that doesn't mean that by the time you guys are working in CRM extensively, you might be using this screen only. So I recommend for you guys, but you need to know other one also. But
Okay.
both screen to learn both screen, you don't need it. It's not a rocket science. It's very easy to understand. You can easily just understand the concept. So even though you do it from here, also you do it from other places, so it will be same.
Okay.
Ultimately, things are happening in one place. Okay, it doesn't look like he is joining, so we'll continue. So if you want to create a table, maybe an entity based, so it is saying us which entity you want to. So if I select account, okay, so telecom definitely have a lot of customers. So that company is also there. I selected an entity will be uh, it will be a suitable session for telecom. Bunty, I wanted to pick now one thing. Okay, so I'll ask this question again. Bunty, you are there?
Yes, sir.
So can you take a sales module overview tomorrow? Because still some of them don't understand what is account and what is contact, right? So can you take a session on tomorrow?
Yeah, no problem, sir.
Okay. So the reason is otherwise I need to cancel this session tomorrow. I won't be available. So if you can take a session on how sales module is working, that will be great. Okay. And I won't be available mostly. Maybe I'll join in between, but continuously I won't be available. Okay.
Okay.
Then same way you prepare for service and marketing, then we will do another days to just give the functional training on what is contains into that sessions. Okay, that module. So you'll this you'll come to know what is account then when you are when he is going to talk to you about sales modules. So sales module is nothing that Microsoft is given to us that as an out of the box feature that contains list of entities. So when it some entity, right? Same way, Microsoft created a list of entities, then they had given us a product to us. By the way, what happened now? When I created just a 2-button click, I got that entity into my sitemap. Okay, you've seen that that came into my sitemap and it is added here. I had a group one, it's assigned to an entity here. So all these things happened in 2 click. So earlier screen, same thing you need to do, but you need to do go to sitemap and edit it and add that entity, all those things. Okay, so this is the advantage of new GUI. You don't need to do a lot of things before once you want to get something. You can get it very quickly. Okay, that's the difference between classic versus the modern. Modern one is helping you to create things very quickly. Okay, so I suggest you learn modern one. That will save your time to do anything. But understand the classic one in case at least next 2 years, classic one is not going to go anywhere until unless they move all the features, all the how to make everything to classic to modern. You still maybe need to do classic also. You need to use classic also. So that's why understand it. Okay. So if you see that now in publish, so I don't need to separate sitemap. I don't need to separate things or separate entity adding and all. Just added one page. It is added to sitemap for me. All the things. Now, if you want to change that navigation, sitemap navigation and all, you can still possible to change it. Come to navigation area instead of sitemap. It is called navigation now. Here in the Power Apps. Then, if you want to change the name of now it's sub area, it's group one, right? The type title. So if you want to if you don't like that name, you can actually select that and change it. Instead of group, you can say that um, connections telecom, right? You say there's something then connections. So you can give that name. So it will change here and account. If you don't like account, you say that companies. So here we are not changing really account name only. I'm changing only the label of this navigation. So if I do that, so here it will still show the accounts. Okay. Decide and publish and I'm publishing it. Apply it. It will take me to that telecom app now. So you are having a telecom app. Okay.
Sir, I think your screen has been freeze for a while. It's just you're just able to see the component, the app that you just made. That's it.
How is it now?
Still, it's
What
stuck in
which
the
screen are you?
we're able to see the publish, like it's still cursor in on publish, and I think it's frozen there.
Is it for Sultan? How which screen are you seeing now? Sultan, you are there. Hmm? You cannot talk, Sultan. From where are you connecting?